Hey everybody, Mr. G here to do the homework with you. Be sure you have your name and the date on it before you start. Be sure you have your name and the date on it before we start. Also, parents, I wanted to ask that you please sign their binder every day, their take home binder. I know that sometimes we may not write in it, but we still need you to please sign that for us. It's just to let us know that, they took it to you, they showed it to you. So that way, in case we really need to send something, we know that they're showing it to you daily. So if you could please sign that daily for us, we would appreciate it. All right, here we go. Number one. Use the erase below to answer each set of questions. A, how many rows of erasers are there? So I have an array. Remember when we have an array, we have rows and we have columns. Okay. So how many rows? We have one row, two rows, three rows. And we have one, two in each row. So how many rows of erasers are there? Three. Okay, B. How many erasers are there? How many erasers are there in each row? So here we have one row and we have two, one, two in each row. All right, next one, number two. What is the number of rows? So we have the rows. I'm going to draw my lines here. I'm going to draw my columns. Okay. Number of rows, that's one row, two rows, three rows, four rows. Okay. What is the number of objects in each row? I have one, two, three. Three. Okay. Number three. There are three squares in each row. How many squares are in five rows? So we have one, two, three. We have one row, two rows, three rows, four rows, five rows. And we can do our columns as well. Okay. So we have one row, two rows, three rows, four rows, five rows. So there are three squares in each row. How many are in five rows? You can count them all and you get 15. Okay. B, write a multiplication expression to describe the array. So we're writing a multiplication expression, multiplication sentence, multiplication equation. It's all the same thing. Okay. So the way we're going to do that is, remember, we already labeled, so that's going to help us. So to write a multiplication expression, we need a number times a number equals something. Okay. Now, if you labeled, like I showed you to label, all you have to do is take the last number of your rows and the last number of your columns, and you have 5 times 3, and we already solved it here, is 15. Okay. Number 4. There are 6 rows of stars. How many stars are in each row? So I'm going to do my rows. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just going to do my columns also. Okay. 6 rows of stars. How many in each row? So we have one row, two rows, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in each row. Write a multiplication expression to describe the array. Multiplication expression or equation or sentence. Okay. Again, if I labeled, I have 6 rows. I have 4 in each row. So 6 times 4 equals 24. Okay. Back page. Now remember, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause it. You can rewind it. That's the good thing about me recording these, because you can take your time, rewind, pause, whatever you need to do. At home you can do whatever you want on it. Right? Number 5. The triangles below show 3 groups of 4. 3 groups of 4. Redraw the triangles as an array to show, that shows 3 rows of 4. So here we have 3 groups of 4, but they want an array that shows 3 rows of 4. So 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, of 4. 4. So I'm going to do 3 rows of 4. 2, 3, 4. At the triangle, in case you didn't know, it's a bad triangle, but okay. All right, so we have 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 in each row. Okay, that's your array. It has rows and columns. B, compare the drawing to your array. How are they the same? How are they different? Well, they're the same because they have the same amount. Okay, they have the same groups. They're both 3 groups of 4. Okay. And okay, that's good right there. Different. How are they different? They're different because they are in different forms. One is a group, the other is an array. Okay. All right, number 6. Roger has a collection of stamps. He arranges the stamps into 5 rows of 4. Draw an array to represent Roger's stamps. Then write a multiplication equation to describe the array. Okay, so 5 rows of 4. 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows, 4 in each row. Five rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here's our array. I'm just going to draw a little square for stamps. Oh, not that one. Okay. So now we're going to write a multiplication equation. Remember, if you label, you use the last number of your rows, the last number of your how many in each row, and you're writing 5 times 4 equals 20. 5 times 4 equals 20. Now, if you want to count it, you can count by 4s, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Or if you want to count the columns, they have 5. You can do 5, 10, 15, 20. Either way, it comes out to 20. And the last one. Kimberly arranges her 18 markers as an array. Draw an array that Kimberly might make. Then write a multiplication equation. So 18 markers in an array. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's 18. Okay, I'm running out of time. I'm going to do this quick. So I did 3 rows of 6, 3 rows of 6. Then I take the last rows, the last, how many are in the row? 3 times 6 equals 18. All right, that's the homework. We'll see you tomorrow.